No Rent Horror Review.
Ooh, spooky. It's our favorite holiday, right?
Mm-hmm. Candy. Jinx.
You owe me candy. Costumes. Girls dressed like sluts.
And scary movies.
Yay! And this month, whatever we did, we watched The Houses October Built.
Yes, The Houses October Built, which may sound like a group of houses built by a person called October.
It's an uplifting story of a veteran building houses for dogs.
But no, it's about a group of friends traveling in an RV to haunted houses. They're on a quest to find the scariest haunted house, and they are recording their adventure.
Yeah, I think it's even roughly played by... It's produced by the same people who did Paranormal Activity and Insidious, and I think it's even starring one of them. And I don't know if they do a version themselves, because they talk about being in films or film school or whatever.
Well, one of them dropped out of film school, but that
who hasn't?
That doesn't really matter. They try to do some character development, mostly in the RV that they're traveling in, and it's really boring.
Yeah, it's like watching five friends on a road trip that you don't know talk about yeah.
It's like you're on a road trip with people you don't even like.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking, shut up, shut up, shut up. I want to get to the haunted house.
Okay, I'm just reading this tweet.
Yeah.
Okay. They say penis size is related to shoe size, which makes the fear of being raped by a clown that much scarier.
Yeah. Well, let's start off with the biggest problem, at least for me, is that it's a found footage movie. Not that these have to be terrible. I mean, Quarantine is good. I enjoyed that. Cloverfield is semi-decent. Quarantine was found footage.
I like that.
But this one fell into pretty much the same pitfalls that everyone does, where you miss the best scenes, like the most emotional core scenes of, when people are really scared, or when they're having those deep emotional moments with their counterparts because they turn the cameras off, or the camera just isn't on them, or they're being chased and all you see is their feet, or a glow stick in the dark.
What the fuck? Get me the fuck out of here! Where are you?
All you see is the glow stick.
And it's literally 5 different it's the same glow stick, and it's supposed to be 5 different people. They each get a glow stick, and it's not even a final, we're spoiling it because you shouldn't watch it. It was pretty bad. It's not even a final actual house. Like, they get abducted and taken to, it seemed like 5 different, houses.
Yeah, they just get, hoods put over them.
And it's straight Guantanamo to extreme rendition.
And then let inside whatever house it is, and then they're chased around.
We literally got 4 minutes of them riding on a bus together, and they're not talking, they're not saying anything, and it's just creepy hillbillies wearing, store-bought Halloween masks going, ugh. But it sets up, they start interviewing the people that work in the haunted houses, and they're asking, hey, does shady shit go on at an attraction staffed by temporary workers?
Right. And the guy's answer, who clearly works there, is well, yeah. Shady shit happens.
What's the most interesting part about working there?
And then they talk to some other people about how there's potentially real body parts in houses, and they're like, oh yeah, I've heard about that happening.
Where the fuck are you buying real body parts? These things are run on a pretty shoestring budget. They don't even finish painting the walls.
Right.
Where the fuck are you getting, are they murdering people to put in this?
They're basically establishing that it's pretty commonplace for haunted houses to contain murderers and murder people.
And these are the generic ones. These are
right, right, the ones that are lame. You're going into a haunted house, you're like, oh my gosh, that one was so lame. But that leg looked real, because it was real. Yeah.
The guy gnawing on that leg, a real cannibal. He's out on parole. They only let him out for this. So it's establishing, the lame ones are insanely violent and insanely, stabbed by murderers and rapists and everything.
Real dead bodies? Not far from what I've heard.
A plot point of this is they ask a guy, do you run background checks? And he goes, no, but we're looking into it for the future.
So this year, we're chock full of murderers and child rapists.
But they'll work for $9 an hour, and they'll jump out at people. Because they wasted so much potential on all these haunted houses. Because they went to, 4 or 5 of them?
Yeah.
and then they show us the scares, but they show us from someone walking behind the person that got scared.
Right. It's like when you're walking through a haunted house and you've got the friend up front who scares really easily, and then you don't get any scares because everyone jumps out at that person. That's exactly how it felt.
Oh man, if you could have your own haunted house, what would you do differently than any of this?
Okay, any of this, well, I couldn't really see the haunted houses in
That's
this.
true.
So I don't know what the haunted houses look like. I wish we had seen more of them because I love haunted houses and I was really excited about seeing all the different haunted houses in this.
Oh yeah.
You know, which it actually made me want to make a documentary about actually doing what these people were supposed to do.
Which I think they did, but then they just didn't.
They made the worst documentary ever, is what they made.
They really did. It was like, why didn't you just put that out? You went to fucking a bunch of different haunted houses across America, and then you put out this bullshit?
But if I were making a haunted house, I would make people sign a waiver that said you could touch them. Not that I would have people touch them, but I just want to take away that comfort, because at least I feel like most of the time people go in knowing, oh, well, they can't touch me, you know, they can just come up to me and yell or whatever. Like, I would just make you sign a waiver that said, yeah, we can't touch you, and then I'd put like a shill in every group that you would like capture.
Oh shit, yeah.
You know?
When I was in high school, we did haunted houses as a family. My uncles would get drunk, and one of them really did pull this girl up a tree, and it was a whole fucking fiasco there.
Waiver.
Well, yeah. So I would do a waiver, and then once they get out, you're in the parking lot.
Right.
And someone just fucking jumps.
I would just have the haunt begin immediately.
Right.
Like, because actually that was one of the things that kind of worked in this movie that was a scary moment. They had a guy dressed as like a demented bunny rabbit who was like harassing them before they even got to the haunt.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Which was one of the scarier moments, and that bunny was creepy.
Yeah, because they're
hell.
just in a field in an RV, and all of a sudden.
Right.
Yeah! Okay.
They did something to piss off this clown guy at the first
Yeah,
haunted house.
no, it wasn't even the first one. That was like the third one in.
No, it was the first one, because it was the one with the creepy doll girl.
Oh, about the taping?
No, it wasn't that taping
Oh,
one.
yeah.
At the very first one, they were on the roof
That's
of
right,
something
that's right.
taping.
Yeah, he got up there and did the megaphone.
I'm a Halloween god! Yeah!
If your movie has more than one creepy clown, which it had, I think it had 5 or 6 creepy clowns in it.
It had at least 3 that were featured.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you spent time with.
I paid attention to the entire thing. I'm a relatively smart giant hillbilly that looks like Grimace. I should be able to differentiate out. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that word. That hard $5 word. I should be able to tell the difference between the one haunted house and the other.
They were all the same, and then they kept having people from the first haunted house show up in random, like, follow them places.
Yeah. How does a rinky-dink operation pay to follow a group of 5 people across 4 states? Because they started bugging them, like the bunny guy was part of the
Yeah, they were following the whole time.
Are they selling meth? Are they selling the RV after they kill them? Like, how do they stay in business as a haunted house?
I believe they mentioned something like, oh, I Facebooked one of the guys because I said I was looking for extreme haunts.
Right.
So maybe that they followed them via Facebook. I don't know, but I have no idea how they would have paid for any of that.
That's a very expensive. Like, most of these Halloween operations are run pretty tight because they're only open for a month out of the year, guys. It's not like you don't go to haunted houses in March. You don't do Valentine's Day at the haunted house of the Petrified Forest in Altamont or something.
I would.
Well, yeah, you also make bad decisions, but that's okay. I just don't understand where they were paying for. Like, are they selling, like, it made no
sense. They're selling body parts.
Yeah, they're selling body parts.
They're selling the body parts of the people that they murdered last Halloween. And
so haunted houses built out of plywood and drop cloths.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
They're selling the body parts of the people they just murdered in this movie. We're guessing they murdered them. I'm gonna give this one a 1. I would give it a 0, but I feel like, you know, just for effort and the fact that their sound quality wasn't messed up and their video wasn't grainy, they should get a 1. You can pick whatever scale you want that to be out of. I didn't enjoy this. Just like most found footage movies, I think this was torture porn, not because they tortured people, but because watching it was torture.
Yeah,
I was so bored.
My favorite part of the movie, honestly, was though your facial expressions of just pure contempt for it. But I mean, the box art didn't make it seem like it was going to be a found footage movie at all, and they don't establish it's gonna be found footage till it happens. But
I can say that it is a good movie to make a sandwich during or take a nap during. I wanted to do both. I did make a sandwich during it, and it was delicious.
yeah, I give it a 2 out of 10 because they tried, and it would have been good if they condensed down the action parts, actually showed the action, and maybe made it 30 minutes long. I know the RV stuff was ridiculous. Like, it was like character development of people that you don't really care about. But I mean, all in all, damn, I don't want to say it wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It was like it wasted so much potential of a great premise of all these haunted houses, of a final graphic worst haunted house ever, and then you don't even see the haunted house. You just see a couple rooms and glow sticks, and spoiler alert, it's bad, and then they end up buried alive. That's it.
Maybe buried alive. Maybe they got dug out. We don't know.
The only thing we know for sure is you should not watch this movie. Or
Go to a haunted house instead.
you should. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Go to
you
a
got,
local haunt. There's a lot of them, and they're fun.
I love the lingo though, haunt thing. I never.
Yeah, they're called haunts. That's what you call them.
That
If
sounds.
you're in the biz.
That sounds so carny level.
When you're in the haunt biz.
And stop making fun of hillbillies. Can we please just every movie it seems like has hillbillies as the bad guys?
Tim's not a murderer.
Yeah, I ain't never murdered nobody.
Alright.
Yeah, I don't know where else to go from there.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
We love you.
Like, subscribe, do the things.
Hey, feller. Thanks for watching. You should like and subscribe. And also be sure to remind me how fat I am in the comments. I need to hear it at least 5 or 6 times a day.